platform. Here we go. I'll just start with my music. Always takes just like a second to start up. And I'm like, is it going? Hi, I'm Betty McNitt, and this is it's going to go again, and I can't, there we go. I accidentally clicked it twice. Oops. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Good Saturday morning, everyone. It is Saturday, right? Today is day 5 of the Wear Your 6-Day Kid Blanket Crochet Along. And these 6 days in a row things are killing me. I think I'm gonna, next time I make a crochet pattern, I'm gonna make it the 3-day or the 4-day, because that's about what I feel I can handle. Hi Yvette, good morning. Okay, so I'm working on a 6-day hexagon cardigan, and let's just pull it right up. TikTok, let me put you up so we can do this. And I always forget to do this. I have to mirror the video. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's a weird angle today. What's going on? That's better. That's too much of my leg. The heck? I'm wearing a dress. We don't need to see that much of my legs. I'm doing great. I woke up with some allergies today, but I just hit my eyes with the eye drops and I feel it already soothing. So I'm doing fine. I'm going to get this sweater up here that I've been working on. Here we go. This is the 6-day hexagon cardigan, and I wrote the pattern to be like the 6-day kid blanket, adaptable to any size and weight of yarn. And I gave different options for the sleeve. I gave a straight sleeve. I gave a flared sleeve. This is the flared sleeve. And I gave a tapered sleeve. So you can make whatever kind of sleeve you want. You can make it as long or as short as you like. It has a hood option. It has pockets. And I gave ribbing. What else did I give? I don't know, but you can make all the hexagon cardigans you like with the 6-day kid blanket stitches. It's got just a little more meat to it than your regular granny square hexagon cardigan, because it's got those single crochet and double crochet stripes in there. So it's really like a little more substantial sweater, and everybody loves the 6-day kid blanket stitches. They're awesome. Hi Hessa, how are you, my dear? Good to see you. So what did I say I was going to work on this today? I think I said that I was going to do I'm going in order of that I gave in the pattern. So I gave a list of steps, 13 steps, but if you don't want pockets, you're not going to do that step. So, and then just with the different options, you may not do every single step, but I did give them in order of how you would do them. So let's see where I'm at. I already added length to the bottom and I already added length to the sleeves. And then the next step is add ribbing and then add a hood or collar. So I guess I'll do a little bit of ribbing on this sleeve here because this actual sweater doesn't have any ribbing, but I'll do a little ribbing on this sleeve, just a little. And then I'm going to do the hood. And I know that there are people that are, anxious for me to, not anxious, but they are prepared to see me do the hood. I'll say that. Oh, okay. Before I cut this, I'm going to do the next round of single crochet. So if you're doing ribbing or trim on any part of this, you want to start with a round of single crochet on the edge. So let me just go ahead and do a round of single crochet over here. And then I'm going to be pulling this sleeve out. So maybe I'll just continue with this yarn since I'm going to be pulling this out when I finish. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? When I finish up this sample, I'll be pulling it out to complete it as written. So I had some ends there and I just worked over them for a few stitches. And then they'll be woven in at the end. I always weave in my ends. I never tie knots unless it's an emergency. So you can add ribbing to your sleeves. You can add ribbing around the bottom of your sweater. You can you can make a ribbed collar. You can use this ribbing. It's just a single crochet working in the back loop ribbing, and it's done sideways and crocheted onto the work. If you want to crochet a strip of this to the length that you want and then sew it on, you can also do that. I like doing things in one piece whenever I can. Okay, so I'm going to chain up 5. I made it all the way around. And I'm just going to do a really narrow band of ribbing that's going to be 4 stitches wide. So it's 4 stitches plus another one for turning, so 5. So I chained up 5, and then starting in the second stitch from the hook, let me come in a little closer for TikTok. Starting from the second stitch from the hook, you single crochet under one loop of the chain. It's going to be 4 single crochet. 2. Hi everyone, thanks for the likes. 3, 4, and then so I'm working in, this is going to be like this, and I'm working in towards this edge. So I go across to the next single crochet and slip stitch. And then slip stitch again. And then you turn it, and now you're going to work out to the end, and then we're going to single crochet, back loop only. 1, 2, 3, and then I always do the stitch on the end under both loops. I just feel like it gives the edge a little bit more stability. and then chain 1 and turn. And then working in the back, actually the first one I do under both, single crochet, and then back loop only, 1, 2, I'm running out of yarn. Hang on, I gotta pull a new ball of yarn here. Three. And then slip, slip, and then turn. Got my yarn on the wrong side of my turn. Okay, and then back loop only, 1, 2, 3, and then on the edge stitch I go under both loops, 4, chain 1, and turn. So I'm just working back and forth across this stitch, and I'm attaching it to the edge of the sleeve at the same time. Under both loops, under 1, 2, 3 in the back loop, and then slip, and then slip, and turn. Okay. Back loop only, 1, 2, 3, both loops, chain 1, both loops, 1, 2, 3. Now let's just say this is a really big wide sleeve and I really want it to gather up more. I could slip more than 2. 1, 2, 3. And then turn. Back loop only. 1, 2, 3, and then both loops on the edge stitch. Okay, so that would gather up that sleeve a little bit more. And if you wanted to put ribbing on an edge that you did not want to gather up, you would only slip 1. Okay, so let's just say I'm doing this as like a collar or as a front band, and I don't want it to gather up. I just want it to be flat. Okay, so I would just go 1, 2, 3. Whoops, let me get under there. And then I would just slip 1, and that takes the place of my turning chain. 1, 2, 3, and then the last one I go under both loops. Okay, so that's how you put a ribbing, working it. I got it really twisted. That's how you put ribbing onto an edge. This is my sleeve edge. And you would just continue going back and forth and attaching it until you made it all the way around. And then you just sew the ends together. I'll do just a little bit more. I won't go all the way around because it does take, this technique is slow. Hi, Debbie. One, two. Oh my goodness, what did I do right there? 3. Slip, slip. And if you wanted to, I think I said this already, but you can make this strip of single crochet separately and make it to the measurement you want. That would be a little bit more precise way of doing this. But this is how I do it, and I just lay it down and keep checking it out to see if is it gathering as much as I would like it to or not. Might take a little trial and error. Hi, I'm making the 6-day hexagon cardigan. I like my yarn on this side. One, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, please subscribe or follow or like or whatever platform you're on. Whatever it is you're supposed to do there. Okay. I'm going to pull out just until where I started that new ball. I'll try to do this in a way that will be fun for you all to watch. There. Just because I need this yarn. Oops. Okay, so that's ribbing. Next is going to be the hood. Feeling really excited about that. So before you start your hood, since I added to the back here, before you would put, if you wanted to do a hood or a collar, you need to leave this little opening in the sleeve seams. You don't want to sew this up all the way. You want to leave a little opening. And you also want to make sure that whatever you're going to do to the front, that these sides are um, long enough here before you add your hood. I'm gonna do a button band in the middle, and it's almost gonna be wide enough for this. So what I actually did with the other one was I added the hood first, and then I did a row of trim uh, um, up these sides and around the entire hood and down, and then I did my buttonhole band. So this is where you have to make some decisions on your own, and the pattern isn't going to tell you exactly what to do. Um, and some people don't care if this meets in the front. Some people like to have the opening in the front. So whether or not you add to the front of your cardigan is going to be up to you. But when you get to these um, finishing, the point that we're at here on this cardigan, where we're adding like the finishing touches, like a hood and the front trim and the front band and the ribbing, there you do want to do them in the proper order. One of the things I see often is people doing like their buttonhole band and then doing the ribbing over that. Personally, I think that the ribbing should be first around here, and the buttonhole band should extend all the way down on the side of the ribbing if you're going to add ribbing. So if you're doing ribbing and a buttonhole band, do your ribbing around the bottom first, and then do your buttonhole band or front trim. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, but certain things need to go in a certain order at this point. Hey, Diane, D. Louise. Nice to see you over on TikTok. Okay, so I have to start this hood with a single crochet, first row of single crochet, and you'll see that some of it is going to be over these nice beautiful stitches at the end of the row, and then some of it is going to be over the sides of stitches across this back seam part. And so let's just get started doing that. And let me see, what do you say we start with this blue? Does everybody feel okay about that? Yes, good. I'm going to start here with the 2 single crochet in the chain space, corner chain space, and then work a single crochet all the way around. I'm on the right side of the work. Okay, and as I come across this seam, I remember this was stitch markers supposed to be holding these 2 stitches together. So as I work over the top of this sleeve seam here, I'm going to decrease across it. So I'm going to pull up a loop and the last stitch next to it, and pull up a loop in the first stitch across the seam, and then single crochet them together. So I did a single crochet 2 together going across the seam, and it just tightens up that seam a little bit. Okay, and this is where things are going to get a little weird, because now I'm going to be working over the sides of stitches. So whenever I'm working over the sides of stitches like this with my edge, I don't go around the stitch and into spaces. I go into the stitch. I go under 2 threads of the stitch. I treat it like a foundation chain. I think that it makes the edge more even when you work into the stitches instead of around them. Okay, so I go under 2 threads of the stitch. And it's not like knitting, where in knitting they say pick up 2 for every 3. But it is approximately pick up 2 stitches in each double crochet, pick up 1 in each single crochet, and then I always lay things down and check them over often when I'm doing something like this to make sure it's not pulling and it's not ruffling. Okay, now I'm at my seam again, so I'm gonna single crochet decrease over the seam. It's just, this is just like this is the Springfield interchange right here with just like all these different they call it the mixing bowl. I used to live right near there. It's that part of the interstate in Washington D.C. that nobody ever wants to go through because it's just like all these interchanges all around. It's like where 395, 495, and 95 meet, and it's just like a sea of interchanges and on ramps and off ramps, and that's what this feels like. And every time I drive through there, I'm like, I'm so glad I don't live here anymore. This is crazy. I just drove through there not too long ago, and I was just like, wow, this is truly insane. Like, I don't think I took a really objective look at this before when I lived here. Yeah, I just drove through and I was like, this is crazy. Okay. And then these spaces, I just was going into the space, but I'm going to go into the stitch. Yeah. I mean, there were people that wouldn't come to our neck of the woods because they were like, do I have to go through that? Be like, yeah, unfortunately you do. And like, could you come to me? Okay. Okay, I have a seam here, so I'm going to single crochet 2 together over the seam. Okay. So there's my neck / collar. Hi, Misty. Yep. You know when you realize you're going the wrong way after you go through that interchange when you drive past the White House? And you're like, how'd I get in? How did I get downtown? You're like, oh, there's the Washington Memorial. Wait, what? I wasn't trying to get here. Kathy says, this makes me want to do my neck over, but no way. Yeah, it took me a while to figure this out. Hi, Mama and Grammy. Um, so if you wanted to do a collar, like a ribbed collar, you could do that same technique I just showed you here and chain like, however long you wanted your collar, and then just start working that single crochet in the back loop down the side, working it sideways across here would give you, remember on my first one, that was the collar I was trying to create, and I tried a bunch of different things and I never quite got it. But that is how you would do it. And somebody, I think Megan, did it in the testing process. She did a ribbed collar like that. So from here, if you want a collar, you're going to work, like 3 inches or however big you want your collar to be, either in the working back and forth stitches, or if you want a ribbed collar, you're going to do that. I'm doing a hood, so I'm going to get started going back and forth with this and work a hood. I'm going to work back and forth across these stitches for, like, I think the pattern says 12 to 18 inches. Let's see. Let me check and see what my actual pattern says. To add a hood, leave a neck opening when you seam your sleeves. Before adding your hood, you should complete the front edges of the cardigan with any additional rows you like. We talked about that. Beginning at the top front corner of the neck on the right side, work a row of single crochet along the edge of the neck opening. We did that. To work along the sides of the stitches, we did that. Once your single crochet row is complete, work back and forth across your entire neck opening using the working back and forth stitches above. Continue for 8 to 14 inches or desired length, ending on row 2 or 5. Fold the hood in half and seam the top. Okay, let's do that. So let's see. I ended on row 2 over here, and then I have a single crochet row. Let me see, we're working back and forth. I don't think I have to match where I'm gonna start with row 2. Okay. Chain 3 and then turn. Double crochet in the same space. Oh, okay, this is something I was supposed to say. When you do these single crochet stitches, you can work it out so that you have a multiple of 3 plus 1, and then that will make this math work out so your skips are even. I prefer to just fudge the skips and skip an extra one or one less on this round just to make it work out. But that's your preference. If you want to count and see if you have a multiple of 3 plus 1, and then this will work out perfectly. It would be just as easy to add or subtract a single crochet from that row as it is to just skip an extra one, or fudge the skips, in my mind. Hey, baby Groot. I don't think fudging is against the law. I think what I say is fudge intelligently. If you're going to fudge, know what you're fudging. Don't just, oh, this isn't working. This doesn't work. I don't understand what's going on. I'm just going to bring my stitch count up to 17 so this will work or whatever. that is not really understanding um, the problem and why you have to fudge. Yes, this could also be the collar. So if you wanted it to be a collar, you would just stop at collar, collar length. Yeah, if you're fudging a pattern and you don't know what the heck you're doing, it especially early on in the pattern. I'm thinking about like the star blanket or the 6-day kid blanket. It's not going to come out. But if you, let's say you miss a stitch or row back and you see that and you're like, uh-oh, I missed a stitch. I'm going to put 2 stitches in this stitch and nobody will, we're not going to notice and that's going to fix it. On your understanding what you're fudging and what you're fixing, that's one thing. But if it's just like, I don't have 37 here when I should have 37, I only have 35, so I'm just going to add another 2 stitches and hope for the best. That is the kind of fudging that will get you in trouble, I think. Yes, I don't think I have ever made a 6-day kid blanket or any other project without a little bit of fudging. Yes, every project has got a little bit of fudge. Misty says, I got a last minute show this weekend, been listening to the lives. Good luck at your show, Misty. I hope you do really well. And let me know when you're ready to get going on your hexagon again. We'll help you get it off to a good start. Okay, let's see. What does row 2 say today to do at the end? So it says 2 double crochet in the last stitch, and it says your stitch count may not be exact. So I have 4 stitches left. That would mean skipping 3 to put 2 stitches in the last stitch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to put 1 double crochet in the second and last stitch and 1 double crochet in the very last stitch. That's how I'm going to fudge that. I'm just going to make it work, make it happen. And my edge is nice and straight. Okay, row 3 is chain 3, 3 double crochet in each space across. And I think it's going to be time to change colors after this. Find an end and work backwards. That's yes. Or in the case of like a star blanket, find the center point and work backwards from there. How can I untangle my yarn? The I mean, what you have to do with yarn is you have to find an end. Keep loosening up those knots and find an end. Yarn tangles when the 2 ends get close to each other, so try to always keep the ends of your yarn away from one another. Did you know wild but fragile? Oh, that was Momster Mash. Talking about the yarn, untangling the yarn. Not, I thought you were talking about fudging when you made that comment. Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. Yes, you find an end and you loosen up those knots and you start getting the ends, getting the ends out of the way. Three double crochet in each space across, double crochet in the last stitch. It's worsted weight acrylic. It's called Karen Ogo. But it's no longer being sold or produced. So you can use any worsted weight acrylic that you like. This pattern can be adapted to any yarn. Some of the peanut gallery have already chimed in asking for the dark color. So did you mean this or this? Or I didn't do any clusters. I don't do the clusters when I'm working back and forth. Yeah, it's worsted weight acrylic. They want this one. Good morning from Germany. Hey, McLovin. It's very funny. It's a word that's never not funny. I'm making the 6-day hexagon cardigan and I'm working on the hood. This one has a hood. You think your stitch is too light? What do you mean by that? Too tight. You need a bigger hook? Okay, and this is row 5. Ding, ding, ding. Good morning, Ohio. So what I do on the edge is I chain 2 and then double crochet in the same stitch. That's how I handle my edge. You could also do a standing double crochet if you wanted to. I don't like the chain 3 and then skipping 1. To me, it just kind of sticks out. Okay, we're going to be changing colors kind of frequently on this hood, I think. Good morning, Linda. People are headed to the beach today. They're wearing t-shirts and shorts. I bought a ticket to the Bluegrass Island Festival, so I think I'm going to drive down there. And it's about an hour away on the Outer Banks, and go listen to some bluegrass music. I need to get out of the house. I've been sitting here crocheting on lives for hours a day all week. Good morning, Kay. Good morning, Seattle. Yep, I will. I don't think it's quite long enough for the collar yet, but oh, maybe it is. I'm doing it right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing the hood. Actually, I'm going to cut this because I'm going to change on the next row. Also, my pattern is available for free on my site, so you can check that if you want to. But this is how I do the hood and also the collar. So if you didn't want a whole hood and you just wanted the collar, it's the same. You would do the exact same thing. It's curling. You would just not work as many rows. I think it needs another couple of rows to really be a collar. And we had some discussion in the workshop, the design. We had like a group that workshopped this together and helped to develop the pattern and the different options. And we had a lot of talk about where you want these granny stitches, if you want them at the end of the collar or if you want them in the middle of the collar. And we talked about increasing, but I don't think you need to do any increasing here. I think you can just straight up work off of that top edge, and that needs woven in really well so that doesn't stick out. You just work off of this top edge to the length of collar that you want and then just roll it down. So if you wanted a collar, you could start with the double crochet rows, put the granny rows in the middle, and then end. That's how I did it when I was working a collar. But there were people who wanted the granny stitches to be on the end. So that's just a design thing you'll have to think about if you want a collar. Okay. So while I have this out here, let's do the colors. Yeah, it's not that hard. You can do it. I have so much help for you as well. Like I get really frustrated when people like go into my Etsy reviews and say, "So confusing. You did not ask me for help." If you feel that way, you can come and ask me for help like so many different places. Hi Nerdy Crochet. I know, aren't they great? I think it's time for one of these. Working on a green and black one. I've done one with a hood, but funny, remember how I did it. I think when you well this is how I do it. A hood or a collar. You cannot stitch your sleeves all the way. You have to leave a little bit of an opening at the end of the sleeve seam, not too much. I did too much one time and it looked really bad. You have to leave just a slight opening and then you work off of that top. You work across the top. That's how you create a collar or a hood. So I'm going to keep this going and make a hood. This mess is bothering me a little bit right here, but I'll take care of it later. What did I do? That has to come out. It's early. I need more coffee. Okay, what am I doing? Another row of double crochet. So let's see. Today I'm doing the hood, and then what are the other steps here on the sweater? Let me go back up and read the steps in order. Add a hood or collar, and then trim. For trim, I am doing a buttonhole band. So I guess tomorrow I'll do the buttonhole band and I'll show how I do my seams. Hi Candy Lane, it's the 6-day hexagon cardigan. So it's the constructed the same way as the traditional hexagon cardigan, but it's actually made with the 6-day kid blanket stitches. So my pattern gives multiple options for how to make the hexagon in all different styles. I give you 3 sleeve options. I give you a hood, a collar option. It's like a master. I feel like it's a master pattern to I wanted it to be adaptable like the 6-day kid blanket. So you can make a million hexagon cardigans and no two will ever be alike. I put a lot of time and effort and work. We workshopped this pattern in the we've been workshopping it in my membership community since about, I think it was around March when we started working on it. You were on your feet all day, Debbie? Jeez. So the pattern is it's the 6-day hexagon cardigan. I have it in my link tree, but I don't know what the heck is going on with um, TikTok where it does not like my link tree links sometimes. But I do have a TikTok store, so all my patterns are linked there. But if you want to go to my website and just work the pattern for free off of my site, um, you have to go to bettymcknit.com. I mean, that's the link tree link, goes to the free pattern, and the store goes to the paid option. Just remembering to breathe over here. Okay, I'm on round 2. Ding, ding, ding. Round 2. Round 2 starts with chain 3, double crochet in the same, skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next, and I'm just kind of watching this row down here and just double checking that that this hasn't grown or shrunk, that I should have the same number of clusters. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for sharing the live. And I'll lay it down at the end of this row because I'm going to change colors again. And You can see this is about the length that I think I would do for a collar. Maybe even a little longer. So let me make sure I'm doing this right, because I think row 2 says to put 2 double crochet in the last stitch. Yeah. Yeah, I've got the same number of clusters, so I'm good. So this is what this would look like as a collar. And if you wanted to add your trim or buttonhole band, it would go up to the top of that last, would go up to here. It's cute, right? I wish I had some more purple to put in the hood. Wish I had some more of this purple. And I definitely wish I had more of this dark purple. There's just barely any of it in this jacket. It's such a shame. Light tan or light pink? Hey, it's the Bathtub Lesbian. Welcome. Some of y'all I remember from your usernames. I remember that Bathtub Lesbian. I remember you. I call this Cucka. Cucka Brown. Hi, thanks for following. I'm making a 6-day hexagon cardigan, and I'm working on the hood. The hood needs to be, what did I say, 8 to 14 inches long. The garment that I'm making is a lady's small. Ends are making me a little crazy. Don't like it. It's a beautiful day outside today here. How's everyone's weather? What does everyone have planned to do today besides crochet? Oh my goodness. I went from 75 to 45, a 35-degree drop, a 30-degree drop. That's insane. And now y'all are getting snow. Oh man. Perfect crochet weather. Yeah, gotta love that. Gotta love it. Halloween party. Isn't Halloween next week? Next weekend? Okay, so this... Does this chain 3 count? Yes, I believe it does. You're making your costume. Wait a minute. Why did y'all let me do a row of single crochet here? Where's Andrew S? I need Andrew S. You're still organizing your yarn. Wow. Kathy, you said you have orders for... Oh, no, that's Debbie. Debbie, distracted, hoping to crochet, didn't get any done last night. Sounds like you had a rough day. So weird when I got across the row and I was like, had to think about putting a single crochet in the end stitch. I'm like, why haven't I never had to think about this before? Because I'm doing the wrong thing. Oh well. Wow. Yeah, I went to bed early last night too. I was just tired. I laid down in my leg pump at like, I don't know, 6:30 and I slept in that for a couple hours and then I got up and I was doom scrolling and I was just like sitting there. I put a show on and I was like, I'm going to just lay here and watch a show, and I couldn't even concentrate on the show. So I went to bed. I have I ordered a humidifier because I have one, but it doesn't work really great. And I think I tossed that thing actually. I could not get it to work again. And I know when my heat is on all the time, I get really dehydrated and dried out, and it's not good. Bright, sunny, and 80 degrees doing laundry. Yeah. I wonder if I could open up my windows. I mean, I'm seeing people outside in shorts and t-shirts. They're riding their bikes and they're not even wearing jackets. So, Alexa, what's the temperature outside? 66. It's 66 degrees outside. Where? I'm on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I live right by the beach. Absolutely beautiful here. thinking one of these brighter colors now, folks. What do you say? I didn't give you time to chime in. This is row 4. This chain feels like it should have a stitch in it. So we'll see how that goes. Because I feel like my work is growing wider and I don't want that. Let me see. I'm going to count my double crochet after this. Pattern just says single crochet in the last stitch. It doesn't say single crochet in the turning chain. That definitely looks like it's getting wider to me. Going back. It's hard to tell because I have a mess of ends here. Definitely looks like it needs to have a stitch. Otherwise it's just going to be hanging off the end. Hi Crystal, I'm making the 6-day hexagon cardigan. Pattern's available for free on my site, but for whatever reason TikTok doesn't like the link in my link tree. So you'll have to go looking for it, or you can purchase the ad-free PDF through my store. Pumpkin hike is a forest trail around a lake with pumpkins side by side. Oh, that's cute. Hi, thanks for following. Momster Mash is on the last round of their star blanket. Yeah! Nice! I'm going to count because this doesn't look right over here. Wow, it's a lot more. All right. It's like 3 more. That's too many. You don't want it to grow wider. Okay, so I'm not going to put a stitch in this chain over here. I feel like it should be a chain 2 and not a chain 3. Come on, ends, get out of the way. Let's see what's happening over here. I don't know why my picture keeps freezing up over here. There we go. Oh, thank you, Kelly. They're actually like, so what I did, I had these Karen Ogos that were on clearance at Michael's. And my daughter was with me and she was like, these are pretty colors. And so we bought the rest of whatever was left with the pretty blue and purple colors that she liked. And one of them was like, I feel like I shouldn't have made a stitch into that stitch over there. That's part of the problem. One of them was like, you know how the Ogo is like connected in a circle? It had come apart, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this one anyways because it has the, it's the same. And they were on clearance for like next to nothing. And when I started working it up, this is not a straight edge here. I might have to go back and redo this. I mean, I think I definitely do, but something went wrong on this Cucka Brown row. It's the Cucka Brown. But I counted my clusters and I have the same number. Oh, I see part of the problem right there. I only did 2. That's why. So this count is off. These 2 rows are off. That's why it's narrower and then it's going out. So I might have to go back and redo this after the live off camera. How long does this have to be? It's 5 inches. Okay, I'm going to do one more row and then I'm actually going to seam it up even though it's not done because I know I have to go back and fix that for this to really work. So since I'm going to be ripping it out anyways, it's not heartbreaking. It's fine. It's not that far back, but here's the thing that I think, so I'm going to chain 2 and then double crochet. That is how I'm dealing with my ends. I think that as you crochet, more and more, you get faster and faster. It's just muscle memory that comes in and helps you to go faster. And it doesn't, when I have to frog back that far, to me it's like, oh, that it won't take me that long to do it. But I think someone who's new to crochet and they see like, oh, I had to rip back all those 8 rows, it's like, it's gonna take me so long to redo it. It's not gonna take me that long, so it's not that big of a deal to me. So yeah, it's okay. Frogging is part of crochet. It's part of it. Yeah. Yes, some need to get an oops. Sometimes that, eh, you know, I don't know. If I wasn't on camera, I might let it go, but like that edge right there to me is really noticeable, and I know my counts are okay. So this stitch count is off in this row. Another thing that's coming into play here is this yarn, even though it's all the same yarn, the colors have a slightly different weight, and that can happen. I don't know what happens during the dyeing process, that sometimes the colors, like at different colors of the same yarn, will be slightly thicker or thinner. And this dark gray that we put here is slightly lighter, and this brown, Cucka Brown, that we put here is slightly heavier, so that's adding to this issue. But yeah, this threw my single crochet count off. My double crochet count is off. That's why there's so many more up here, because this corrected it. Okay, the skips and the clusters corrected it. So I'm glad that I know what happened, because I don't want it to be the design on the stitches that I just published and put in a pattern and sold to people, and then that'll have to be redone and fixed and correct. That's the worst. That's ugh, no. I hate when that happens. So, but this worked out okay, because I just really wanted to be able to show how to how to make the hood Yeah. But this is what I was saying before about fudging intelligently, you know? Um, know why you have to fudge. Yeah, see that right there is what I'm like, I can't with that. This side looks okay over here, but this side I can't. No, it's bothering me. So that'll have to come out. So what I'll just do, I'll do another row of single crochet, and then I'll just pretend the hood is done. It's not, but I'll just pretend the hood is done so that I can show how I seam. And then I think I'll be done for today. And then tomorrow will be the last day of the crochet along. The first row of grannies is off. It's this. I only put 2. So then that threw off the stitch count here and the stitch count here. And then it was corrected up here. Yeah, it's this one right here. This is the mistake. Because I have the same number of grannies here and here. But yeah, but so what this throws off is the number of single crochet in this row. And that's why it's going in here. And then up here, where it's now that it's been corrected, and now that I'll have the correct number of single crochet and double crochet, up here, that's where it's starting to flare out, is up here. So I'll just go back and redo it off camera, but I'm going to show seaming right now. Yeah. It doesn't seem like a big problem, but it throws the stitch count off. Okay, so I cut this and I left a long tail for seaming. So the way you would finish your hood would be just to bring it together like this in half. And then the way that I seam, look, I know a lot of people would take this and just work a single crochet row across these 2 edges and single crochet them together, but I don't really like the way that looks personally. So no harm, or I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings that does it that way. If you do it that way and you like the way that it looks, then that's totally fine, but it's not my preference. I prefer to take the time, and I know it's easier and faster But easier and faster does not always, in my mind, look as good. So invisible stitch, let's see. Let me come back up over here and just get it started. So I'm going to go in over here. Hold on, let me think about this, what I'm doing. This is going the wrong way. This has to go this way. Whoops. Okay, and then you go across, you go in under those, both of those. Uh-oh. Okay, every time I try to do this on camera, something happens at the beginning. So I'm going to go back and take it out. Okay. All right. Let me just back up a little bit because my camera crapped out on me. My battery died. So this is the hood. You know what? I think maybe I should just stop. I'm going to stop and I'm going to come back to this tomorrow. I'm going to fix this and complete the hood and then come back and I'm going to seam the hood tomorrow. I'll do the seam and I'll do the buttonhole band. There's time to do that, so I'm not going to keep trying right now. I'm done. Oh, Lordy. There it is. The 6-day hexagon cardigan. With its partially completed hood and a little boo-boo that needs to be fixed. All right, I'll be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all then. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Whoops. Bye, TikTok. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good Saturday. Bye.